If we have some time now, I think we can open it up for Q&A. If anyone has any questions they want to ask. There's a sign here that says, if this was Conway's game of life, we would all be dead next term. And he is wrong, because there are a few people in the balcony there who are seated in sparse seating patterns, and I think possibly at least one of the groups is arranged in that the pattern of like 6 that's sort of staggered, which means that next turn they would move and then they would progress across the stage. Good try. All right. There are people here who can, there are microphones up here. If you want to come
Check. You ready?
Sure.
Hi, Randall. My name is Sean Smith. I work at NASA Langley. I'd like to visit a little bit of your past. You probably would like to forget.
No. So the other part of, this is usually the thing that they always play up in my bio and make it sound way cooler than it is, which was that when I was here at XKCD, I did first the internship and then contract work over at Langley Research Center. And like, I wasn't like working on rockets, which is what everyone assumes when they hear like you work for NASA. So like, but usually they play that way up, and that's a big part of my bio, so I don't like have to go into that.
Well, you're actually pretty popular there because they have 3 pictures at the headquarters. They have Charles Bolden, who's our administrator, President Obama, and then they have a picture of you, which is a stick figure. But that one keeps on disappearing, so they just stopped putting it up. But anyway, what I'm here for, it's actually a mission. When I first took this job in 2006 as a photographer, I was given a shot list. And what we have a Researcher News, which is our online newspaper, and we do a center snapshot, and we do interesting people. And I think someone threw your name in the hat just to give you a hard time. Now, what happened was, by the time I got around to you, you were gone. And then when I went to the robotics lab, they all laughed and said, he's just gone, he's out doodling, making money. So what I would like to do, if just for 10 seconds, if I could just get on stage and take a picture shooting out with the audience, and just for the Researcher News, if I could just do that, it would be great. Would you allow that?
Sure, that's
okay.
good.
Great. Thank you. If you could just kind of like crowd jump and no picture.
Just don't miss the first frame.
Going back to Mars or something? Is this like the best there? All right.
This is with the new budget. I've been given a new
I'm really glad, so he went and asked those people, so where's Randall now? And they said, oh, he's off doing comics. What I'm really glad that he didn't ask was, what do you think of the code you wrote while he was here? He would have gotten a different picture, and maybe they would have thought about taking down that picture a little bit. So, we have a question over there?
So, thank you. I hope you will sign my sign later.
Sure.
I represent the school's Magic the Gathering Club, which is at the East Coast. And we would like to see a little bit more representation in the future. I know you may not play the game, but currently there is only one comic, 696, which mentions the game.
That's the strip Magic the Gathering?
Yes.
Yes. I actually, people, it's weird. Sometimes people assume that I know them all by number. They'll be like, so comment 487, what do you mean? when I was here, there was a Unix lab in Gosling Hall, and there would always be like 3 or 4 people doing Unix projects in the Hunter Creek lab, and then like 6 or 8 people playing Magic there. So like, really, if you go by popularity, that was the Magic the Gathering lab, where sometimes people camped out in the Unix program. Cool. Yeah, so I have just been actually only recently sort of turned on to deck building games with Dominion, so I'm. So I would definitely keep that in mind. All right, should we go over here?
All right. So anyway, I don't represent any groups. I just sort of came here from another university in Virginia, and I really enjoyed myself. First question I'd like to ask you would be, what exactly do you think the company would have said if the number of balls had been over 10,000?
It's over 10,000.
Thanks a lot.
I feel like the critical threshold is like 1,000 less. I would go with that. I mean, they were pretty excited about that, so I can only assume they would have been happier as I got closer to Blizzard or whatever the stock it is that they have. Although I think there's probably a point where they would have just said, we'll just remove the partitions in the warehouse and just put them down here.
So, and without taking too much else of your time, just without going into too much arcane computer science, how exactly did you pull off all that cool shit with, you know, making one thing happen in one location and or with another browser?
So actually all of, I'm glad you asked that, because really all of the April Fool's projects we've done recently have, that's like, the system manager, he doesn't really read the comics, he's not into that kind of thing. So like, he's just like, whatever you're writing, people seem to like it today, you know. But like, so like April Fool's is sort of his place to be creative. So like he'll come to me and be like, and he'll say, I have found some people, and this is a technical capability we have. We can do this. Can you think of something cool to populate it with, or like something cool to do with that? So like I was sort of indisposed doing the XKCD thing last year, which was when all comics were converted to 3D. You move your mouse and it would like pan around, and all the boxes turned into cubes and stuff. And that was just, he found a couple of, a person who did vision software stuff, and a person who was really good at interfaces, who was so good at it that we actually tried to hire permanently another completely even better offer. But and then they put together that interface. There was a command line interface to XKCD where they were like, these are all in 36 hours ahead of time. They were like, we think we can do this. Can you come up with responses for all the commands? Like, can you think of anything anyone might type and fill it in? And so we all brainstormed it. And with this one, he just came to me and was like, you know, we have all this referral information, and we can process that fast enough to actually use it while serving up the comic. Can you think of anything to do with that? Like, we could show, say, a different comic to one school, or like, it was like, we could show a different comic to one part of the country or another, or a different city. And you know, there's also the browser and all that, and it was like, can you think of things to fill that up with? And I was like, April Fool's is not long away from now. Can you build that? And he was like, if you populate it, I'll build it. And so we know now, like, it was just all layers. The whole thing, in a little bit of a shout out that is a weird shout out because it's an incredibly small number of people. The whole thing was in Haskell. And it's because if you know anything about programming, that's the kind of programmer he is. He does things the right way. It doesn't matter if it's not practical, it is correct.